Good afternoon, Joint Secretary Saab, Vidushi KrishnaBisht ji, Professor Bisht, HOD Kala Darshana, HOD Kala Kosh, and other officers and colleagues of IGNCA. As you all are aware that we have gathered here today for the second Kalanidhi lecture on music. The first lecture on this, the first Kalanidhi lecture on music was delivered by Pandit Vidyadhar Vyas, and we have an honor of having the second lecture by Vidushi KrishnaBisht ji. KrishnaBisht ji is born and brought up in Delhi, and she was trained in Hindustani classical music in Khayal Gayaki under tutelage of Ustad Chand Khan Sahab, the doyen of Delhi Gharana. In fact, Krishna ji had the privilege of learning music along with the family members of the Ustad. Professor Bisht is a top grade Akashvani Doordarshan artist of Hindustani classical music, and she has performed in the national programs and prestigious AIR public concert. She is known for her melodious voice and precision of notes, steady alaps, and scintillating tans and aesthetic sense. While reviewing one of her records, Dr. Chetan Karni, Professor Emeritus of English and veteran music critic, in his book Listening to Indian Music, observes that she has the ability to create atmosphere peculiar to the raga. She sings brilliant tans in a typical Delhi style. Her tans are as impressive as her alap. With her mellifluous voice and lyrical approach, KrishnaBisht has added a new facet to the Delhi Gharana. In addition to this, Mrs. Vidushi Bisht is also very active in academics. She has taught in University of Delhi in the music department for 4 decades, and she is known musicologist with a great reputation. A happy blend of tradition and innovation, music and musicology, teaching and research, organizing and administration, Vidushi KrishnaBisht is a dedicated soul, dedicated solely to the cause of Indian music. So may I request all of you to give a warm welcome to Vidushi KrishnaBisht.
सादर नमस्कार सबको। All the heads of department, Mr. Pyarelal ji, the Joint Secretary, and the colleagues, they are also my colleagues in various departments here at IGNCA, the distinguished audience. First of all, I must say that I'm very much thankful to you for being here today for this lecture in this sweltering heat of midsummer. I'm grateful to IGNCA for inviting me to express my views on a rather intriguing matter. It's a very strange topic, because change is the law of nature. The old order changeth, yielding place to new, as Tennyson has said. So there has been change since the beginning of the universe. And in the world of music also there have been so many changes. Our own music is no exception. We have had great musicians who have created new ragas, new talas, novel compositions, genres, and distinctive styles also. But when we delve deep into the Shastras, we come to an amazing fact that all the rudiments and fundamentals, whatever is contained in the Shastras, we are still having them in our practical music, in our performing art. It is not that there is any compulsion, religious or otherwise, but our music, the fundamentals, are so scientifically, and over 2000 years, the Ragtal system has been in practice for over 2000 years. So it has been brought to such a perfection that any attempt to change the fundamentals would not yield any happy results. That is the reason behind it. Now, there are some other considerations also. Like, sometimes we face a very interesting situation. Our practicing musicians don't care for the knowledge treasured in our Shastras, while the Shastrakaras are not trained in practical oral tradition, Guru Shishya Parampara tradition. So there has always been a controversy. And this is found in a very short shloka. It's beautiful. Na vetti shastravid karmang. Karma. Na vetti shastravid karma. Na shastrang vetti karmavid. And the next two lines are very important for us. Yo vetti dvayamapi etat. Sahi Geetakaro Chitrakaro Varaha. The last two lines are important for us because one who excels in both, that is both Shastra and practice, is a great musician, a great Chitrakara, painter. Now, there is a dictum. Now, before that, I should like to give just a passing reference, which I found in a 17th century work. It is mentioned that the great Tansen did not get the place which Gopal Naik had. The qualities Gopal Naik had were much, much higher than those of Tansen, because Tansen was a superb musician, but he was not very knowledgeable so far as the Shastras are concerned. But Gopal Naik had knowledge of both. He was a versatile musician. Now, there is a dictum in our old Shastras that whenever there is change in practice, in the performing art, the Shastras should be accordingly modified. In spite of that, we find that whatever we sing or play today, whatever we perform, their roots are found in the Sanskrit works, the basics, the fundamentals, Adhar Bhuta Tattva, जिन्हें हम कहते हैं, उनको we can trace them in the Shastras. The names, first of all, Shruti Swar के नाम षड्ज ऋषभ गांधार मध्यम पंचम धैवत निषाद, and their abbreviations. Sari Gama Padhani. It's not Re, as we Hindustani musicians pronounce it. Carnatic musicians still pronounce it as Re. So these names are there. Then the sthanas, 3 sthanas, Mandrasthan, Madhyasthan, Tarasthan. These sthanas are there. Rag. And rag has so many components, so many characteristics. All those names are found in the granthas. Tal, lay, matra. Nothing has changed. Gamak, alankar, tan, alap. So all these names are found in the Shastras. There have been some changes in their application. And sometimes the concept is the same, but the application is different. Sometimes the application is the same, but the connotation is, the name is the different. Like I'll give just one small instance. In Tala system, there are two terms, Nishabda Kriya and Sashabda Kriya. Nishabda yani upbeat, without sound. We call it Khali. And Sashabda Kriya, it is Tali, downbeat. So sometimes the concept is the same because the language has changed. Now, these days we don't speak in Sanskrit. So it is called Khali and Tali. Like that, there have been some changes. Now, the first and foremost thing is the swara. Without swara, we cannot think of music. But swara, which we apply in our classical ragas, is not just a musical sound. It is a tonal expression which have many elements which have been enumerated in the Shastras. So, since music is a performing art, I should like to begin with a small piece of my record. Just 1 minute, you listen to the swara.